Hello. Today we have a new affirmation to build ourselves into loving, kind, and peaceful people. The affirmation is, I wish only blessing for all. I wish only blessing for all. Do you know what that means? It means that I don't wish that bad things would happen to people. I only wish that good things would happen to people and that good things would happen to animals and that good things would happen to our planet. No matter where they are or who they are or what they are, I only wish blessing. I only wish good. And we're going to start with a passage from the Bible. So this is a passage from the book of 1 Peter, or the letter of 1 Peter, chapter 3. It says, summing up, be agreeable, be loving, be compassionate, and be humble. And that goes for all of you, no exceptions. Don't fight back. Don't have a sharp tongue. Don't say mean things. Instead, bless. That's your job, to bless. You'll be a blessing and also get a blessing. That's 1 Peter 3, 8, and 9. You know, it's a difficult thing to figure out how to be a blessing all the time and to only wish blessing on others and to do good and to be kind. So today we have a story about St. Francis. He lived in the 12th century in Italy, and he's a real person, and this is a story that's based on his life. The name of the story is, I'm looking to see, St. Francis and the Wolf of Gubbio. St. Francis was known to be a friend of the animals and the birds. We often see statues of him. If you see a statue, he's often holding a bird, or he has animals around and he's talking to the birds or talking to the animals. So here's the story of St. Francis and the Wolf of Gubbio. St. Francis was born to wealthy parents and lived a comfortable life in Assisi, Italy. That's the name of the town, Assisi. But when he was a young man, he felt a great love for God in his heart, and he left his life of comfort in the city. He lived in the country as Jesus did, without any possessions at all. Wearing just a simple rough robe, he sang to God, and lots of people thought he was crazy. Soon, however, there were others who went to live with him in the forest, and they called one another brother, sister, and friend. Brother Francis taught them about seeing God in all people and in all the creatures of the forest. He called the birds and animals brother and sister and friend as well, because he felt the same love for them as he did for his closest friends. Francis would talk to the birds and sing to Brother Sun and Sister Moon with great joy. During his travels through the country, he learned of a large and vicious wolf that was terrifying the people of the town of Gubbio. The wolf would attack the people of the town when they went to work in the fields, and everyone was afraid to leave their homes. No one could let their children play outside. Brother Francis decided to help, and he asked the townspeople where the wolf lived. They were amazed, and they were sure that he would be killed, but they showed him the direction of the evil wolf's lair. How could a simple monk without any weapons or means of protecting himself do anything about the beast that had been forcing the entire town into hiding? The huge animal could hear Francis coming down the path, and it rushed out to meet him with teeth bared, hair raised, and muscles tensed, ready to launch himself at the intruder. But Francis did not run in fear, nor attack with anger. He calmly made the sign of the cross in the air and spoke kindly to the wolf. Come here, Brother Wolf, in the name of the Lord. The wolf immediately stopped and lay down at the feet of the saint like a friendly dog would. Francis then spoke to the wolf and scolded it for frightening the people of the town. You must promise to stop all the killing, and I will ask the people of Gubbio to feed you until the end of your days. Will you agree? The wolf bowed his head in agreement and even walked beside Francis all the way back into the town. The townspeople came out of their homes at the sight of the monk and the wolf walking together as friendly companions. When Francis asked them to feed the wolf, they all agreed. The wolf bowed its head and placed its paw gently in the hand of Francis to show the people that it had also agreed to change and be peaceful. When Brother Francis left the little town of Gubbio, the wolf stayed. It would go door to door for food, and the people grew accustomed to seeing the friendly wolf around the town. They lived together as siblings until the end of the wolf's days, just as Francis had said. So, why did Francis call all the other people and even the animals brother, sister, and friend? Do you remember hearing why? Because he loved everybody the way that he loved his closest friends. He loved everybody. He loved all the animals too. And which do you think is true? That Francis was really good at hiding his fear, or that he felt no fear, only love? I think the story shows us that Francis really didn't have any fear. I mean, he wasn't afraid of that wolf. And why do you think Francis didn't have any fear? Later in the Bible, it tells us that perfect love casts out all fear. That if you love everyone and everything, that you're actually not afraid of anything. And I think that happened for Francis. I don't know very many people that aren't afraid of anything, but Francis was a person like that. And that tells us that it's actually possible that we could get to a point in our lives where we're not afraid of anything because we're so full of love. We have so much love in us. If you felt angry towards someone, what do you think it would help to think about that person? What do you think would help you to think about that person with blessing? If you felt angry with somebody, what do you think would help you to think about blessings for that person? What are some things that you could do to wish blessings on somebody that you're angry with? Well, I think even when you're angry, you can think of things that you like about that person. Maybe not in the moment, but things you like in general. So maybe if you focus on the things that you like about that person, even though you're angry, that could help you wish blessing on that person, even though you're mad. That sounds like a good idea to me. There are a lot of people who protect human life and protect animal life the way that St. Francis did. And so I want to read you what Marguerite of Navarre said. She said, "No one ever perfectly loved God who also didn't perfectly love some of God's creatures in the world." That kind of means if you love God, you'll show your love for God by loving animals, that you'll show your love for God by loving our world, loving our environment, and loving the people around you. And Gandhi said this, "Keep your thoughts positive because your thoughts become your words. Keep your words positive because your words become your behaviors. Keep your behaviors positive because your behaviors become your habits. Keep your habits positive because your habits become your values. Keep your values positive because your values become your destiny." In other words, we should think happy thoughts. We should think blessing on people, because when we think that way, then we start to speak that way, and then we start to act that way, and then our lives become molded around what we're saying and what we're doing. And that leads us to today's activity, which is about words. It's about vocabulary. So we're going to talk about the vocabulary of being positive. So today we're going to work on building a good vocabulary that will support us our whole life. A vocabulary is the set of words that we use every day in our life. So we're going to work on building that vocabulary, building the set of words that we use every day in our life so that our lives are cheerful and happy. So to do that, we're going to use a tool called a thesaurus. It's kind of a big word. You may have heard the word dictionary. You know what a dictionary is? That's where you look up the meaning of a word. But a thesaurus tells us synonyms of a word. So words that have a similar meaning or the same meaning, but they sound different. So you could actually find a thesaurus online. You know, when I was in school, I had a thesaurus that was a book, and I could actually look up words in the book. You can still do that. But you can also find a thesaurus online. So I went to the thesaurus online it's actually at thesaurus.com. So you could go there too if you want. And I typed in the word glad. And I got so many things that mean the same thing as glad. So we're going to write them out. First, glad. That makes me glad, or this makes me cheerful is another way to say glad. I'm cheerful. I'm content. I'm satisfied. It means I'm satisfied, right? I'm joyful. How about pleased? I'm pleased. How about I am rejoicing? Or I like this one. I'm sparkling. I'm so happy that I'm sparkling today. And as you think of these words that are synonyms for being glad, or we could also put I'm happy. That's another synonym. I'm happy. You could practice making up sentences that use the word. Oh, Mom, you made me my breakfast, and that put me in a very sparkling mood. I'm very cheerful, content, and sparkling today. This is a fun activity, right? I'm beaming. You could use that word when somebody does something nice for you. They say, how do you feel? And you could go, I am beaming. It kind of means that the sunshine is coming out of you. I'm bright. Feeling bright. I'm gleeful. Gleeful is like giddy is another word. I'm just bubbling over. We could say that. I'm bubbling over. So why do we work on our vocabulary like this? Well, if we're wishing only blessing for other people, then we could actually practice using words that bring blessing to people. Like, I think it's really funny. One of the synonyms here is called pleased as punch. I bet if you walked around in your life and you use that word, I'm pleased as punch, use this phrase with somebody today, that it will make them smile. That will make them laugh. Let's see. I'm merry. I don't know how much you could see on the board because I'm merry. I'm lighthearted. I am radiant. We use the word radiant. If you ever saw Charlotte's Web, that was one of the words that ended up in Charlotte's Web over Wilbur's pen, that he's radiant. So I invite you to go to thesaurus.com. You could type in the word glad yourself, or you could type in the word happy, or you could type in the word pleased. When you type in a word that's not glad, you might get different words, and then you can expand and find some new words to say that you're joyful. Find some new words to say that you're glad or you're happy, and practice using those words to build a good vocabulary to support you as you wish blessing for all. So I invite you to go wish blessing for all today and to use new words to do it. Yeah, after I looked at the recording, I realized that the words on the bottom were cut off, so I thought I'd show you the whole board. The part you can't see, this is beaming. That's a G there. It's kind of hidden by the light. But bubbling over, lighthearted, pleased as punch, and radiant, that was the one I said was in Charlotte's Web over Wilbur the pig's pen in that good story. So anyway, here's some words for you to use newly. And I invite you to go to the thesaurus and find your own words that mean happy. Of course, all the things that we do to wish blessing on others and to be a blessing ourselves are because we watched Jesus do that with his life. Jesus in his life healed people, ate with people, sat with people, listened to people, and wished blessing on all. And we learn to do that by following Jesus, by following his teaching and patterning our lives after his. The story didn't say so, but that's what St. Francis did. Francis of Assisi was a follower of Jesus who wished blessing on all. So, let's pray. We're going to do a repeat prayer, so I'll say a line and you can say it after me. Dear Jesus, thank you for living a life of kindness. Help us to be kind too. and help us to wish only blessing on all. Guard our words and our thoughts and our actions in your care. Amen. Nora and Paige Kotler have been here at church. The North Meeting Room has been their classroom for Monday and Tuesday every week since their mom started working in the office. And they've been helping me do puppet shows and stories for this children's time. And if you are interested in making a video of one of the stories for the children's worship, you should just call the church office because we can give you a little assignment and you can make a video too. We just did it with our phone. It's easy. Anyway, if you want to do that, we're looking forward to hearing from you and giving you a little project. Okay. Peace be with you. See you later. Bye-bye. Remember to only wish blessing for all people. Go ahead. Okay, go.
Go. Paigey, go.